Hello and welcome back to Blue Tinted Glasses. Something different today. You may have seen a post I put up on the YouTube channel a few days ago asking for questions or comments for a Q&A. So here it is. Here is a Q&A, the first one of its kind on Blue Tinted Glasses. So I've gone through some of those comments, which were questions, statements, observations, whatever you want to call them. Also some other questions that have come up on videos over the last couple of months. So that we could address them, because I think people leave comments quite often post live stream, if that makes sense, where we can't kind of respond to them live. And I thought some of them were worth actually talking about on a video rather than just responding with text. I used to tune in for watch-alongs with Chappie before he sent us over to you instead. How can you never get him on the show? It's a good question, actually. I mean, cheers to Chappie, first of all, for sending you guys over to me. I always get the vibe sometimes from Chappie that he's kind of, he's got a busy life, right? He's got a family. I don't reach out to him as much as I should. I really like the guy. I think he's super, super nice. And if he gets in some of the comments as well, some of the live chats that we do. Hopefully, actually, he will come on some shows sometime soon. I will drop him a message after I finish recording this. You've prompted me, and yeah, what a guy he is, by the way. And he used to have a great channel. He doesn't do much anymore, unfortunately. But I know he's got some exciting things away from YouTube coming soon. So yeah, that's all good. Look forward to seeing that. Tower also left a comment. Also, congrats on 1 million total views. Yeah, about a month ago, probably a month ago, we hit 1 million views on the channel. So big shout out to Tower, because he's one of them viewers, but also everybody else for contributing to that. It's really, really greatly appreciated. A comment from one of our videos a couple months ago, Harpreet06. I started watching for the analysis from Anil. I used to watch it on the other channel with Neil before then switching over to here. Then just watched some random streams while bored and got more into it. So Harpreet, you're not the only one. Many people have come from all different types of channels. We've had people come from Chris's channel, Leicester Till I Die. Whilst he's been on the show, we've had people come from Anil's actual own channel before BTG, which was For Fox's Sake, where he used to do the previews and analysis. Luke had his own channel, Leicester City Down Under. There'll be some Aussies here watching this that came from there, and all the other channels, Neil and Jack and everyone else. Leicester Fan TV. Some of you guys here watching this will also watch or did watch Leicester Fan TV. That's where I started. And some of you will be from there as well. So thank you for jumping over and being part of this community that we're building. Leicester Forever asks the best game you've been to. The best game I've ever been to was the Manchester United 5-3. That's the best game I've ever been to. I would second it with Swansea away in the title winning season. I was away at that one because I lived in Wales, of course, if any of you didn't know that. So it was a quick 1 hour trip for me. Gutted Vardy, Vardy's goal scoring streak ended there, but I think Mahrez got a hat-trick in that game, if I'm not mistaken, so that was equally as special. And we later went on to win the league, right? So I was there with a couple of guys who are Swansea fans, who used to banter me for years when I lived in Wales, all my childhood, that why you support Leicester, they're shit. And I think Swansea had been promoted to the Premier League before us as well, so they were giving me shit then. And I got to watch us batter them and go on to win the league as well. So yeah, that was special. Will Blue Tinted Glasses Tom be doing more content for you? He's brilliant and very knowledgeable. Yeah, 100%. I mean, thanks for the comment, by the way, Joe Jones. But Tom does a match review every game, every week that he's available. Even when he was on holiday down at the beach, he recorded a nice early morning one on the beach after one of the games. He'll be doing that going forwards, hopefully, if he still wants to, and hopefully he'll be coming on more live streams as well. I know he's been moving house recently, so he's been a busy guy. But yeah, hopefully he'll be on more soon, because I love Tom. Me and him both were on Leicester Fan TV. We used to do watch-alongs so often in lockdown. I'd be sat there getting pissed and he'd do the commentary, and it was good fun. So yeah, hopefully more to come from Tom. Comment from Ivan says, moving on. Would you rather sleep in bed with John Rodkin or Con Top? Asking the serious questions here from Chester Leicester. I would probably say Top. He takes up less room. I think he's a lot smaller. That's not fat shaming. Look at me. I've got my double chin. I mean, just he's shorter as well, right? So I would go with Top. I would go with Top on that one. Aussie Beavers asks, how does Luke get to watch every championship game live? I live in Melbourne, and and only get the occasional game live on beIN. So Luke uses Fox's Hub, the club's own app, broadcast, whatever, on their website. Not every game's on there, though. The games that are on Sky in the UK, I don't think he can watch in the correct way. He has to use a VPN. So yeah, he does that over in Australia. And yeah, he gets to watch all of the games at stupid o'clock, 2 a.m. Next one from 1982 Words. He says, my question is, has blue tinted contributions led to you not being able to go to many games at the KP, and do you miss it? So to answer your question there, mate, it's an interesting one. So I've never had a season ticket, right? Because I grew up in Wales. So my first Leicester game was 2008 or 9, League One, Bristol Rovers 2-1 win. I think Fright scored twice. That was my first Leicester game. I was probably 10, and obviously I lived in Wales, so I never had a season ticket. Whenever I'd come up, because I have family in Leicestershire, most of my family are in Leicestershire, that is where I would go to games. And then when I moved to Leicestershire, I moved to Loughborough in 2017. I couldn't get a season ticket because there was a massive backlog, right? I was a member for like a few years, didn't get anywhere, wasn't getting a season ticket, so yeah, nightmare. I would still go to like probably a good few amount of games a season, but nowadays no, because we do the channel, we do the watch along, I do the watch along, and so do the other lads. They've actually done more watch alongs than me now because I've missed a couple with holiday, and I went to the game a couple of weeks ago as well with Graham. But yeah, would I like to go to games more? Absolutely. But when you've not got a season ticket, it's 60 quid a game, right? It's just ludicrous for the good seats. Obviously, you get some cheaper seats, but the cheapest you're looking at, what, 38 quid if I'm not mistaken, someone can correct me, 40 quid every game. It's difficult. So I will continue my my goal of getting a season ticket. Who knows what will happen then. But yeah, for now I enjoy the watch alongs. It's good fun. We have a crack with Luke and Doc and Anil and Imran, Ragsy, whoever joins the watch alongs. It's good fun. So yeah, I'm okay for now, but I do miss it. Of course I do, because it's not the same, right? You want to be in the ground. The next comment here is from Carol. It's a really interesting one. This is actually the comment that gave me an inspiration to do this video. So she says, how does it help struggling players' mindsets with the booing? While I want BTG to do well, I can't help wonder whether the many fan channels that all week long ceaselessly censor players and discuss previous performance right up to the next game are at least partially responsible for fueling the toxic chanters by sending them into that game ready primed with disappointment, dislike and resentment. So it's a really good question. Look, the way I see it, Carol, is it's no different really, other than some of the foul language and outspoken nature of some of our content and other channels' content. It's no different to when there's a punditry, going over a really poor performance on the TV with fine detail. It doesn't really happen in the Championship as much, but when you're the big clubs, they home in on these poor performances. I'll never forget the Casemiro one for Man United when Jamie Carragher was like, leave the game before the game leaves you, right? If you remember that. I'm sure that led to awful bits of toxicity, and of course it's not good when the ground's toxic and fans are toxic and whatever, but it's just a part of the game in my opinion. Some people might disagree with that and think it's harsh, but I think it is a part of the game. There, rightly or wrongly, there are trade-offs when you are a multi-millionaire athlete. There are trade-offs. You are in the limelight. You are expected to perform every single week. And when you don't perform, or if your attitude's not right, you will get absolutely hounded and slated by the people that pay your wages. You have a right to go into the stadium and clap, or we have a right to sit here after a game and praise Jordan James for his last-minute header. We also have the right to actually observe the game and say what we see personally, which sometimes is a really poor performance or poor attitude from certain players, and we're going to talk about it because it's a talking point. So I understand, and I do agree, Carol, that you're probably right. There will be some people who watch BTG and see Luke call Jordan Ayew a donkey, and they go into the ground and they think, fucking hell, what a donkey he is. See, yeah, I just think there's a trade-off to be had when you're in the limelight and you're making a lot of money, and and all of that, all the perks that you have as a footballer, a professional athlete. You know, when you do things well, you get thousands and thousands of fans chanting your name and cheering for you and praising you, and you've got idiots like me on camera praising you. But when your attitude isn't right, I think, yes, you know, you should expect to get called out for that, and rightly or wrongly, right, morally. But from my point of view, and many others, and others will agree, others will disagree as well, of course. Maybe you disagree, Carol, but it's just the way I see it. And if I didn't do it, then what would the point of the channel be, right? If we only spoke about the good things, it'd be a pretty boring, pointless channel in my eyes. Maybe you'll still watch, Carol, but I wouldn't enjoy it as much. Ethan H7 said, never watched Leicester Fan TV since this channel was formed. Love every video. Well, thank you, Ethan. Kind words. You're not the only one who said that that to me. On Leicester Fan TV, let's move on to the next comment, which says, why did you leave Leicester Fan TV? We all know, but let's make it juicy. Do you know? Do you know the full story? I'll try and say it as respectfully and as professionally as possible. Look, I did a lot of stuff on Leicester Fan TV. I enjoyed it. I had two kind of spells. I had the initial spell, which was lockdown, and then I stopped for about a year, and then I came back and covered the whole of the Enzo season on there. And when it got to the summer, about July last year, July 2024, I just decided that I wanted to do my own thing as well. Like just a side thing, just talk about things that maybe they didn't want to talk about, but I wanted to talk about on my own. So I did a Oliver Skip video when he signed. I did a predictions video. I did a Bilal El Khanous video, which got swarmed by Moroccan fans, 10,000 views or something like that. And then I would just start doing a couple live shows, and I never clashed it with their shows. So if they had a show at 7:30, I would go at 6:30. If they had a show on a Sunday morning at 10, I would go at 9. So I made sure it never clashed and never interfered, and I still did videos for them on a Thursday, a live show, because I respected them and I wanted to continue that. However, the editor, the chief editor, if you want to call it, if you want to name it that, decided that it wasn't okay, and that I should just do all of those videos that I was doing on my channel on Leicester Fan TV instead. Now, for context, this channel wasn't called Blue Tinted Glasses Leicester City Fan Channel initially. It wasn't a fan channel as such. It was just me chatting, maybe one or two guys like chatting with me. It was never meant to be what it is now. However, and the name Blue Tinted Glasses was just my Twitter. It was literally just my Twitter name. And because somebody took the piss once and said, you've got Blue Tinted Glasses on, so I just named it Blue Tinted Glasses. And then while I was being questioned about why I've got my own channel, how dare you get your own channel, blah, blah, I was removed. I was kicked from all the StreamYard and YouTube and stuff like that, the admin stuff from there. So I thought, you know what, if that's how you want to act against me, then, you know, fuck you. So here we go. I went all in on Blue Tinted Glasses, BTG, and best decision I've ever made. I've met some great people along the way, some not so good people, but mostly some great people. It's been good fun. I won't go through naming everybody because I'll forget some, but it's been great. It's been great, and I do appreciate everybody that's been along with us as a team, with us all, giving us their support and comments and coming on live streams, the call-in shows, and liking and subscribing, and it's been great. It's been great. So thank you to every single one of you. So there are more comments, but we're going to do that in maybe a part 2 in a couple of months. Let me know in the comment section down below if you did enjoy this video. Please hit the like button, hit subscribe, and maybe leave your next load of questions below here, and then I can just come straight back to this video next time and answer some more. So maybe we'll have a new manager by then. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, cheers all. Hope you enjoyed it. See you very soon. Bye-bye.